When people are under the influence of anesthesia, they behave like very great heroes. They can sit down and even have a conversation with the doctor as the doctor does or performs some procedure on them. But wait until the anesthesia fades from the body. That's when reality, and painful reality for that matter, dawns. Welcome to a word from the coach. Now, today I want to talk about what I call anesthesia identity. But before I get there, please, if this is your first time here, subscribe to this channel. This is where we gather to talk about everything in the world of financial literacy and business development. If you love hearing things to do with money and things to do with business development, then this is the right place for you. So please subscribe. If you like the content that you see here and what we are talking about here, please like this video, share it with someone else, drop us a comment, let me know what else you'd want me to comment about, and I'll be glad to make another word from the coach video for you. Right, so let's get into it. Anesthesia identity is a conversation that I came up with some years back, and I bet we all know how anesthesia works. And you have either witnessed it working on you, or you have seen it being used on someone else, or at least you've read or heard about it, that when people go for procedures, medical procedures, then there will be anesthesia being used on them, that some injection will be done on them to numb the area where the procedure is supposed to be done. Long time ago, people would go through procedures and face the excruciating pain of the procedure. But we had serious breakthroughs in the year 1846 when William Morton Green developed the anesthesia that was very effective and which gave serious breakthroughs in the world of anesthesia. But we are not here for the history. So when anesthesia is administered to you, you sort of become a person who doesn't perceive the pain. That is the work of the anesthesia, and the anesthesia performs its job brilliantly well. That once it has been injected in you, then you will not feel the pain at the time when the procedure is being performed on you. So someone can seriously be cutting into your flesh, but you're fine, you're even talking because the anesthesia has numbed that area. The anesthesia has lied to you that you are brave, that you can't feel the pain. But you see, one reality about anesthesia is that it was never created to last forever in your body. So after a short while, once the procedure is done and you go into recovery, after a while, the numbing effect of the anesthesia disappears from your body. And that's when you begin to face the reality of life, the painful reality. That's when you realize, oh, someone invaded your body. Someone did something on your body that is now painful. Even though the pain might not be as it was when they were doing the procedure, but the truth remains that you begin to feel the pain. Sometimes you might be given some painkillers here and there, but that does not kill the reality that now there is pain. That which made you think you are a hero is gone, and now you have to face the pain of what happened on your body. But how is that relevant to us? And what is it that I'm calling anesthesia identity? Very many of us operate on anesthesia on full-time basis. We have got certain big umbrellas that seem to be covering us, that we feel so comfortable when we are under those umbrellas. We feel great when we are under those umbrellas, and we forget that those umbrellas cannot stay with us forever. We don't have an identity of our own. And that's why you keep hearing people having to drag the companies they work for every time they have to introduce themselves. They do not know how to introduce themselves without telling us about the big companies that they work for. That you will find someone in some cattle dip somewhere, in a village deep somewhere where details of your employer are not even needed, and people are introducing themselves, and someone will go before people and you hear them say, my name is John and I work for XYZ company. I am the manager in this particular company, and so on. They feel that dragging the name of the employer gives them more relevance, gives them more importance. So they don't have their identity. If the name of the employer were to be gotten out of their lips, then they don't know any other way they can define themselves. So very many of us do not know how we can define ourselves. We don't know who we are without tagging in big names around us. For some people, it will be some big classmate, some classmate who became a CS, some classmate who became a manager somewhere, who became a president somewhere, a neighbor who is big in one thing or the other. For some people, it will be their parents, their siblings. They'll tell you, I'm so and so, I'm the elder brother to President so and so. I'm the younger brother to so and so. And they are forgetting that while they are telling us that, we are also asking, and who are you without that so and so? Yes, you have told us that so and so was your classmate, was your deskmate, but who are you in the absence of that so and so? That is what I call anesthesia identity. We feel comfortable being covered by the big people around us, yet we forget that we are our own people. Someone said that it doesn't matter how tall your grandfather was, you still have to do your own growing. So who are you in the absence of this big company that you work for, in the absence of these big titles that you currently possess? Who exactly are you? Are you able to tell us who you are without mentioning where you work? Are you able to tell us who you are without mentioning the president who was once your neighbor? Are you able to tell us who you are without tagging in that celebrity who you went to school with, that celebrity who you used to help solve mathematical problems in school? Who are you without mentioning them? That is what we need to think about. And even when I look at retirees, it even gets worse, especially those who retired without having defined who they were, without having known their true identity. They still want to live in the umbrella of the company they were working for. And that's why you will get very many retirees suffering from the disease I call FOMA. There's a big disease called FOMA. This is where you want to define yourself as a former employee. And so you find someone saying, my name is Mary, a former bank manager. My name is so-and-so, a former operations manager in this other company. My name is so-and-so, a former this and a former the other. That disease is a disease that tells us that you didn't know who you are, and even now you do not know who you are. So the question before us today is, how will you define yourself when the anesthesia of your parent disappears? When the anesthesia of your big brother disappears? When the anesthesia of the big company you're working for disappears? When the anesthesia of the big neighbor disappears? How will you define yourself? I must remind you that your true identity is not time-bound, is not pegged on temporary associations. At the end of the day, people look at you for who you are and not for the big umbrellas that are covering you today. My sincere prayer is that you realize the reality that God created each one of us in a uniquely great way and loaded unique greatness in each one of us. Each one of us has got a powerful identity. You are already important even before the company you work for comes in the picture. You are already important even before that big umbrella comes into the picture. I encourage you today to carve your own space in society by pursuing your meaningful and passionate goals. Do something that will define you so that you will not have to struggle telling us about your prominent deskmates, telling us about your glorious past, telling us about how your parents are great, how your brothers are great, and so on. Can you do something for yourself? Pursue your goals. Believe in yourself. Align your mind positively and begin to believe in your capabilities. After all, the big umbrellas that you want to associate yourself with did exactly the same thing. Do not forget that anesthesia was never created to last for long. You will do the rest of the healing on your own. The big umbrellas surrounding you, the big names that you associate with, were never meant to define you. They were never meant to stay with you forever. At the end of the day, you have to define yourself. Do something that we will remember you for. Get results that you can proudly associate with. Results that you will not be worried that one day they can be taken away from you. Stand and get defined by your mission in life. Don't forget that you are important even before you drag the big names around you. Beware of anesthesia identity. You can do better.